I'm so happy to be here today to support my friend and my colleague, Peter Vallone Jr., in his bid to become the president of the Borough of Queens.
On Friday, May 17th, New York State Assembly member Aravella Simotas, along with other local female community leaders from Astoria, endorsed Council member Peter F. Vallone Jr. for Queens Borough President. In her announcement, Ms. Simotas stressed, quote, his inspiring and effective leadership proves that he's the fighter Queens needs, Simotas said, adding that, quote, throughout his tenure in public office, Vallone has been a strong advocate and a passionate defender of women. A leader on women's issues in the New York Assembly, Simotas also announced she would serve as chair of the Women for Vallone Committee. Since Simotas took office in the State Assembly, she has been partnering with Vallone to champion state legislation to make it easier to prosecute rapists. I am proud to endorse my longtime friend and colleague Peter Vallone F. Jr. for Queens Borough President, she said, further stressing that, quote, Peter's hard work and dedication to our community here in Astoria is a shining example for all public servants. The event showed a groundswell of support among Western Queens female community leaders for Vallone's growing campaign. Others in attendance who also addressed the event and pledged their support to Vallone included District Leader Carol Scarano, Tareen Sacramoni, Anna Creel, and Marie Torniali, who hold prominent positions in local businesses and arts organizations. Surrounded also by members of his immediate family, his two daughters, Catherine and Caroline, and his mother, Peter Vallone Jr. pledged that as a Queens Borough President, he will continue his efforts to make Queens safe for all people. As a prosecutor, a council member, and a private citizen, Vallone has fought hard to keep women safe, protect children and families, and has also fought against heinous sex crimes. While in the City Council, Mr. Vallone has introduced several resolutions and has authored law pertaining to crimes against women. Peter, congratulations. The women of Astoria have embraced you. You're very. So how does it feel?
It feels figuratively very good that they've all embraced me. To stand here with my mom, my daughters, and so many leaders of this community, it's just a great feeling. And you know what? These two elected officials here today, Aravella Simotas and Carol Scarano, Assembly member and district leader, they're the first two elected officials. They're the bravest elected officials out there. They're doing this before county comes out. They're doing this without any concern for themselves, and they're women. You know, and that says so much. That says so much that they're that brave and they're out there for me with all these other women. I'm just, I've spent my career fighting to keep women safe, fighting for women's rights, and I'm honored to have them.
Peter, we talked on the radio about your agenda and your priorities if you're elected president of Queens Borough of the Borough of Queens. For our AKTINA TV viewers, briefly, what are your priorities?
Well, there's a lot of good people running, but what makes me different from all of them are three things. Number one, I've got a record of fighting for Queens, and that's what this position is all about, getting us our fair share, fighting for Queens. When it came to the Queens Borough Bridge, when it came to our streets not getting plowed, when it came to no electricity in its neighborhood behind me, I was the one out there loudest, sometimes with Aravella, sometimes with issues like different issues, fighting the loudest and the hardest, and people know that. The other two things that I bring that no one else does is, number one, I'm a public safety expert. I was a prosecutor for 6 years and public safety chair for 11 years, working very closely with Ray Kelly, and that's going to be my priority, keeping us safe into the future. Number two, I'm a small business person. My dad's here, and his dad started the law firm in 1932. And it's still in the same spot. And I ran that for 10 years. And Queens, the small businesses are the backbones of Queens. And everyone else can talk about it, but I actually know what it's like. I know what too many taxes do, what too much regulation, what too many fines, over-aggressive enforcement. I know what that does to small businesses because I was a small business person.
And as the president of the Borough of Queens, do you think you can convince the local government to lay off on those extra taxes? We see a lot of taxes, hidden taxes, especially with the water bills.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. The water bills is I've called it a stealth tax because 10% of that goes to the general fund, and it's just some water board that no one ever heard of increases the tax, and we have no say in it. It's all controlled by the mayor. That's an outrage. I've got a bill in right now that's going to force force the mayor and the city agencies to come to the city council and say, these fines should be warnings. And they're going to let us know by August. And then we're going to change them into warnings, because it's ridiculous for them to show up at a restaurant and have a drain pipe is too far away from the sewer hole. Give them a warning. They'll give them a $500 fine, and that's what's happening now. It's crazy. So, our businesses provide the jobs. And if I'm a borough president, I'm going to help our small businesses, and that's going to help our economy.
Thank you. Any final thoughts as we conclude?
No, but I've been honored to serve this. It's kind of bittersweet, because I've been so honored to serve the Astoria community for 11 years, and we're doing really, really well here. Astoria was just voted one of the 10 coolest cities in the country on BuzzFeed. So I really hope that I'm able to continue in public service, that I'm given that honor to do what I've done here in Astoria, or helped do with all these people behind me, for all of Queens. And I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it happens.
And when is the primary?
Well, petitioning starts in June for people who get on the ballot. We'll see who's there, who actually is going to run for borough president. And then the primary is September 10th. That's the Democratic primary. But that's pretty much going to decide the borough president's election, and so many others.
Aravella, today you announced on behalf of the women here in Astoria that you're supporting Peter Vallone Jr. for Queens Borough President. You want to share with us once again why you reached this decision?
For me, it was an easy one. I've known Peter for over 15 years. I know firsthand his commitment to the people of Astoria, to the people of Queens, to the people of the state. His approach to governing, his approach to public service is one that should be emulated. He cares about the people. He cares about public safety. He cares about schools. He cares about the environment. He cares about quality of life. He cares about women. He is the father of 2 daughters who, I can tell you, he loves them so much. And every day of his life, he fights for them. He has a purpose when he does his job, and it's to make sure that he leaves this community and all of Queens in better condition for his daughters. And that resonates with me. It resonates to me because I'm a mother of a 9-month-old. I'm a public servant myself who has the same goal and the same ambition. And he's somebody who has always been a mentor to me. I've also, as a Greek American woman, understand how critically important it is that the next borough president of Queens is supportive of our causes. We had Helen Marshall, who for years we called her, she was Greek herself. She would tell the story of how her grandchildren called her Yaya and her husband Papu, and she loved the Greek community. And I know that Peter loves the Greek community, and he will fight for us and fight to make sure that we're represented here, that our organizations receive the support that they need, because he's half Greek himself. He'll tell you that most of his friends growing up were Greek American. So it's important that we have people in these important offices like the Queens Borough President's office that support our causes. Not just Greek. Cyprus, freedom for Cyprus. A lot of people say, well, how is that a city issue? How is that a Queens issue? It's a Queens issue because a lot of the residents here don't understand the magnitude of saying that you support freedom for Cyprus. And a left-thirty Cyprus, a left-thirty Kipro. That is so important, and he understands it firsthand. I know he gets it from his father, but I also know that he's personally committed to these goals, to these ideals, to Hellenic American issues, and that's why for me it was such an easy decision, and I'm so proud to be here today. He's been ally of mine in Albany, and we've worked together both in City Hall and in Albany to get things done, and I look forward to another 8 years of doing that when he's elected as Queens Borough President.
Thank you. Any other thoughts you would like to share with us?
It's so important for all of us, but particularly for the Hellenic American community, for all Greek Americans and Cypriot Americans, to go out and vote. And I'm here to endorse Peter Vallone Jr., and I hope that they go and support him because he's an excellent candidate. He's been a Phil Helene for many, many years. But more so, they need to go out and vote so we can show New York State, New York City, how strong we are, that we have a voice, and that they should be paying attention to our concerns. The only way to have a demographic, a group, become strong and have influence is if we go out there and vote. And with our vote, we can accomplish many things.
Thank you, Aravella.
Thank you very much.